Does anyone have a question? I just have a little announcement to make. Sarah has had an operation today, and she's probably recovering now in the hospital. And those of you that live in Eugene, maybe it would be nice to bring her some flowers and pay her visit, see how she's doing. And the rest of us can take and keep Sarah in our hearts and really send her a lot of love, a lot of healing energy. I think she's going to be just fine. But, I don't think anybody wants to go through operations. They're really modern day nightmare, but sometimes very necessary. Does anyone have a question they'd like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes, Bob?
When people think about having operations, sometimes uh, we think about, well, there's something wrong. Is that necessarily the case or something else?
You mean what do you mean?
Well, um, that the necessity for an operation or surgery or medical intervention, uh, we sometimes think of that as, well, something is wrong. I've done something wrong. Is that necessarily the case?
It's not necessarily the case. I mean, look, it's enough that you have to go through an operation. Why beat yourself up because of it? I'll tell you honestly, when I had an operation, I was lying on this gurney, and there were about six doctors around me. And the operation was the day, February 21st, the day of Rudy's Samadhi. And I really looked at these doctors and I told them, this is a sacred day in my life. Don't blow this. I told them that. It's a sacred day. I said, this is a day that my spiritual teacher took his samadhi, passed on. And I told them I was in an airplane crash with him. And I said, I'm putting myself in your hands, and I hopefully you will do a terrific job. So, it's enough that you have to go through an operation. Why beat yourself up? What's the difference? The thing is, at that moment, you need that operation, and that operation could save your life. So why go into what did I do wrong and what am I? Yeah, I'm a bad guy and I hurt somebody, blah, 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 bullshit, bullshit. Just be grateful that these doctors are there and hopefully they know what they're doing, you know? And you come through it and there's all the pain and difficulty and stuff, but eventually you come through it. So I wouldn't even consider that, Bob. Why, it's enough that you're going to have the pain of the operation. You got to go through it. You got to get all this anesthetics and radiation and they're cutting you open, and God knows what they do today. They use laser beams to operate you on you today. And, and just open to God and say, okay, let me come through this, you know, and allow it to make me more of a human being and more of a person that can serve a higher energy with gratitude for my life. And I remember when I was in the hospital the next day, this doctor came into my room and it was so sweet. And I said to him, I said, the food in this place is really lousy. I told him. And he started to laugh and he said, you're right. He went down and he bought me a bunch of food, this doctor. Came back about a half hour later with a big package of food for me with, tea and this and that. And I mean, I think we have to do most everything with some kind of gratitude in us. And don't use things that happen to us as reasons to beat ourselves up any further and create any more pain than we have to go through because we're having an operation and we're having something like this done on us. So that's what I suggest. And I've been through enough of them in my life to know, they're not fun. But I never thought of berating myself and what did I do wrong in 6 incarnations ago that have brought it around today. Much better to just burn up all of that past karma by drawing it into the chakra system, bringing it below the navel, and really, burning it up, turning it into Kundalini force that'll get you connected to God. Then figuring out what the hell happened 12 lifetimes ago that has created this problem today. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Thank you, Stuart. That was a great answer.
You're welcome, Bob. So if you have some time, just drop her a note, it could be a text, it could be an email, and let her feel that she's really being supported by everybody. And I think people that live in Eugene, take an hour and just go over and visit with her, bring her some flowers, chocolate, something. Okay, if there are no more questions, then there'll be class tomorrow, at 1 o'clock, also at 7:30. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you soon.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you all. Thank you.